Life is busy. Time is limited. Resources are finite. We want maximum results for our efforts, and so our brain power must be stewarded and used wisely for high payoff activities that will have an effective and sustainable influence. How do we manage and utilize our time, resources, and brain power? How do organizations ensure the protection of their individuals, demand respect be shown for others, and develop a strong culture? The answer is structure. Webster's defines structure as the way something is built, arranged, and organized. To begin with, structure must begin with the individual. Why do we as individuals need structure? A personal structure provides stability and direction. When formulating personal structure, individuals must answer these questions. Why am I here? Why do I exist? What is important to me, and how can I get the important things done well? These questions will guide the individual in deciding what is effective, the right thing to do, before determining how to be efficient. Structure is the individual's roadmap. A personal structure will allow the individual to be protected, to demonstrate respect towards others, and to be a participant rather than a spectator. Like the individual, an organization needs structure so that they can build and sustain an effective culture. An organization with a clear structure ensures the protection of its team members, demands respect of others, and is committed to an effective organizational culture. Structure creates opportunities and inspires decision-making, risk-taking, and creativity. Structure provides the inspiration and the platform for exceptional effort, which will allow the individual and the organization to have sustainable results. A structure protects the individual, respects others, and builds strong culture. Structure protects the time, resources, and brain power of individuals. Structure is not always seen as protection, but rather as intrusion. Individuals want to stand on their own 2 feet. They want to decide their own course of action, and generally this course of action is focused entirely on the individual. Individualism teaches that the desires and the interests of the individual are more important than those of the group. In contrast, God has eternally existed in community with his existence as the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Following this divine example, individuals must use their God-given time, resources, and brain power to serve others and bring God glory. Romans 12 highlights this as Paul underscores the importance of living in community. Structure utilizes the interest and the abilities of the individual for the good of the group and God's work. Individuals should have a personal structure in their lives in order to maximize their time, resources, and brain power. Too often, individuals try to squeeze things into their schedule instead of scheduling the high payoff activities. In his book, What's Best Next, Matt Perman advises, do not prioritize your schedule, but schedule your priorities. The organization must clearly define its priorities to the individual. The organization must challenge the individuals of their teams to work hard when they're at work, and then to work even harder to not think about work when they're away from work. Structure is not an option for the individual or the organization who desires to operate effectively and efficiently. Structure respects the time, resources, and brain power of others. No one lives, works, or plays in a vacuum. Everything we do affects other people. A clear structure that is established, communicated, and followed ensures that the individuals of the organization can respect each other as well as the others the organization touches. The structure communicates what things are necessary, when they're due, how many resources they'll require, and what brain power is needed. Without a consistent structure, the individual might focus on their own task or the wrong task without stopping to consider what is the most effective for the organization or the group. It is important that the individual see the big picture and understand how their actions affect others. Every job or responsibility affects others, and in turn it affects their job or responsibility. Structure inspires and demands service to the organization and service to the individual. In 2 Corinthians 12, Paul describes the church in terms of the human body. Each individual may serve a different role, but all parts are equally necessary for the body to function effectively. All of the parts are necessary and each serves a different task. It is tempting to focus on others and their gifts, abilities, and opportunities, but the individual must accept who God made him or her to be. A clear, well-communicated, and consistent structure provides guidance. Operating within this structure will ensure that the individual demonstrates respect for others. Structure develops and sustains a strong organizational culture. The strength of the organization is not the end product or the service it provides, but rather true strength lies in the individuals doing the work. Do the people understand the why of the organization, what the organization expects, and how the job is required to be done? An organization's culture depends on how well these questions are answered. An organizational structure will answer these questions, thereby creating a positive culture. Structure is the organization's design. Organizational design provides the individuals of the organization with guidance. Aristotle states, "We are what we repeatedly do." Organizational structure strives for clarity and not just control. Clarity provides the individual with the knowledge to answer the why, what, and how questions concerning the organization. With clear information, the competence level of the individual rises, and then the confidence level grows, which empowers the individual to make good decisions. Structure replaces ambiguity with clarity, and with this clarity, the individual feels secure in his or her job and place in the organization. This security inspires the individual to take calculated risks for the organization. It is not natural for the individuals to take risks due to the fear of what could happen if the risk proves to be wrong. Structure provides the roadmap of where the organization is headed, and when this is known, the risk is not careless, but calculated. Structure requires individuals to be creative. Finding creativity within structure is countercultural. Culture says that creativity is driven by the individual. True creativity that is effective and beneficial must be built upon a foundation that is striving for the complete picture and not just what is good for the individual. Structure is not the antithesis to creativity, rather the infrastructure that is necessary for sustainable creativity. Structure is effective. The world has a lot of distractions, but a clear structure provides the roadmap for the course. Structure provides the ability to steward time, influence with actions, and seek to serve. A mission-driven, individual-focused, and clearly articulated structure will protect the individual, respect others, and build a strong organizational culture.